This is like a red-handed-y.
Oh my God, it's so true.
It's you and a dessert.
Here we go, cookies. Hi, I'm Melissa Clark, and I'm a food reporter for NYT Cooking in the New York Times, and I'm here in the NYT Cooking studio because it's Cookie Week. This is my 4th Cookie Week, but I think this one is my favorite because I'm going to make gingerbread blondies. You know, they're brownie people who love brownies, and I love brownies, but really I love blondies because I love butterscotch. I love the chew, I love how gooey they are, and I love that you can add a lot of different flavors to blondies and just take them in all these different directions. They're just so good and so easy. I think you should give them to everybody you love. So for regular blondie recipes, you just use melted butter, but I always say this, and I'm gonna say it again, every time you melt butter, it's an opportunity to make brown butter, right? Because you melt your butter and then you let it keep going, and 5 minutes later, it's nutty and caramelized and just has an extra layer of flavor. Here's a secret about brown butter, which I'm gonna tell you. You can hear the sizzle, right? When you stop being able to hear it when it gets quiet, you know that the butter is almost browned or is browned, because that sizzle is the moisture content of the butter. It's the water in the butter steaming off, right? And so as the butter loses water, it becomes able to brown and caramelize. So if it's still bubbling, it's not browning. That's a good little thing to remember. Can you hear the difference in the butter right now? What before was like this wild, like sizzle, 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 is now quieting down, quieting. And I'm looking at the pan. You can see that the foam is dying down. The milk solids at the bottom of the pan are turning brown. You know, you use all your senses when you cook, but you don't usually use your ears. But in this case, you do. And now I'm gonna pour it into this bowl and let it cool for a little bit. Yeah, golden brown. So I've got dark brown sugar here. You can use light brown or dark brown. Dark brown just has more flavor, so you figure why not, right? But either will work. And molasses. So the reason I'm using both brown sugar and molasses, it doesn't just add the flavor and the sweetness, it also helps it stay really gooey in the middle, which is what you want in a blondie. So the molasses is doing double duty. I mean, it's a lot of brown sugar. Let's not be coy here. This is a lot of brown sugar. That's the nature of a blondie. It's sweet. That's why we love it, because it's sweet. The fresh ginger root. Okay, and at this point we have to let it cool for a minute because I want to add my eggs next. And you don't want to add the eggs while this is still hot because it'll curdle them. So it doesn't have to be entirely cool, it just has to be warm to the touch is fine, just not hot. So this feels cool enough to me, so I'm going to add my eggs and my vanilla. I usually go one at a time because if you add both of them and then you whisk vigorously, it will splash in your face. It just will. And you can see that the batter is starting to smooth out. It was really like lumpy, brown sugary before, and now the brown sugar is melted and everything is starting to get nice and smooth. And vanilla extract. It's a lot of vanilla extract, but that's what makes it taste good. If you don't want to use vanilla extract, you can use a little shot of espresso. You could use a little shot of bourbon. A lot of possibilities here. So this is really well mixed. Now you can just add your dry ingredients. Usually what I like to do is I like to do the salt and the baking powder first. Give them a good mix, and then I know that they're dissolved before I add everything else. So I'll add my flour, allspice, cinnamon, lots of ginger, and also black pepper, which gives it a bite. So you have 2 bites here. You've got the gingery bite and then the pepper bite. And then you just want to use a little bit of the cloves. I'm using 1/8 of a teaspoon here, but I'm not even filling it up. And the cloves just really add that, like, it is the holiday season. And that's it. I have a 9-inch pan that is buttered with some parchment paper. The parchment's gonna make it easy to take the blondies out after they bake. So this bakes in a 350 oven for between 18 and 25 minutes, and it's really important not to overbake this, because if you overbake it, you lose that chewy, lovely blondie texture. So you really want to catch it before it bakes solid. It's going to look a lot gooier than you might think, but that's okay. All right, now we wait. You can see by the cracking around the edges, and when you put your finger on it, it should feel like basically like jello or pudding underneath, and that's right. So while the blondies are cooling, I'm going to make a parchment cone so that when we decorate them, when I decorate them, I can get it as neatly done as possible. It's actually pretty easy and it'll go quickly. So this is just a regular piece of parchment, or you could use wax paper, and I'm gonna fold it sort of off kilter. I'm just gonna cut it in half. So this is gonna make 2 parchment cones. I'm just gonna make 1. So you just wanna curl this over. Basically, I'm just making a cone. Now I'm gonna just tape it up. Geometry, man. So what kind of white chocolate should you use? I have tried this with white chocolate chips and with just straight white chocolate in a bar, and the bar really works better because the chips have stabilizers in them so that they keep their shape, and that actually messes with their ability to melt and then flow smoothly out of your cone, out of your pastry cone. So just use regular bar white chocolate. The trick for melting any kind of chocolate in the microwave, which is what I'm gonna do, is you wanna put it on low power or medium power. Go low and slow and just stir it every 20 seconds or so. White chocolate is quicker to seize up than dark chocolate. So really just go slow with it because once it seizes, it's impossible to get it back. Okay, perfect. You could actually decorate them still in the pan, but it's easier to take them out first, and that way you don't have to worry about smudging the lines. And also, it's kind of nice to get some over the edges if that happens. Came out the top. It came out the top. You guys, it came out the top. Look at that.
It's working.
Should we just Jackson Pollock it at this point?
I'm loving where you're going.
All right. Can we just show a picture of what my editor wanted it to look like? Sorry, Kristen. I tried. I'm gonna let this set in the fridge until the chocolate firms up. You know, this actually looks a lot better than I thought it did. I'm very hard on myself when it comes to these things. And now just cut it into bars. I can feel by the pressure of the knife that this is baked perfectly. It is exactly the right gooey texture. You can make these as big or as small as you want. That's one great thing about a bar cookie, is that you can make really cute little ones if you want, or you can make big ones. So it depends on how many people you need to make cookie boxes for. They're cute. They're so cute. I'm gonna eat the one with the edge. This one is mine. It's so good. It's so perfect. I want you to see the chewiness. Who do I show? Who do I show? If you love blondies and you love gingerbread and you love the holidays, you're not really a fussy kind of person, this is the dessert for you. For more great cookie recipes from my fantastic colleagues who really outdid themselves this year, I have to say, the cookies are amazing, go to nytcooking.com. And enjoy. Happy baking. Happy holidays, everybody. Oh my God. You made Cookie Week 2023 so special. I love Cookie Week. It's the best. These are gorgeous.